Well, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Assholes. Yep. Well, it's been a long time since they fucking came out with this one. If the cover doesn't tell you what kind of writer this is, then you're either not informed or you don't care. This has been an atrocious series. It's been painful to read on account that there's a lot of words that mean absolutely nothing. It might as well be written in a different language that I understand. So not French, maybe a little Mandarin or Chinese, I guess. Fuck me, man. And look, how does this book start? Want to guess? She's at the fucking dessert place. And what does she order? Cheesecake. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not cook, cheesecake is definitely the easiest dessert to make. Super duper simple. It's one of the only dishes that you can put all together, mix it, and then pour it. It's super easy and it's super versatile. You want to make a Bailey's cheesecake? Okay, so you pour in some Bailey's. You want to make a pumpkin cheesecake? All right, so you put pumpkin goop and some pumpkin spice. Boom. You want to make Oreo cheesecake? Simple. There's two ways to do it. You break the Oreos and you mix it in the batter, or you layer the Oreos, whether in the bottom or in the middle. It really, like, I never ordered cheesecake when I'm out because it's the simplest fucking dessert to make. So when I go out, I usually order stuff I can't make. Or even stuff that I do make, but for whatever reason, theirs is better. Like waffles. Yeah, anyone can make waffles. You have a waffle iron and some... But like, Jesus Christ, for whatever reason, the recipe at the breakfast place is just so good. So here she's talking to bitch face McGee over here about getting a secret file on Jack of Hearts. So it's finally going somewhere. 6 issues in. The last 4 issues didn't need to happen. You could have just had this issue as issue 3 and we'd be good. In fact, there's a lot of shit in this issue you can cut out. The only good thing about this issue is the art, except for Bitch Cat there. She-Hulk looks fucking amazing. Look at the boobs. Look at the cleavage. Look at that. Yes, sir. Like, I'd almost get this as just eye candy. If this could be like a higher rating and put her in some even skankier gear, yes, sir. I won't even care about the rating. I'll just make it up. It'd be better than what's going on. I'll have that thing I can't make because as a woman today, I don't have the ability to fucking cook. Did you get that thing that you can't bake? Me too. Because fuck that working in a kitchen when you can use Uber Eats, right? That's probably why I make so much money, but I have nothing of it left over by the end of the month. Ooh, actual work. So she gets her file. Yeah, I don't even care about Rainbow. Come at me with the lawsuit for putting your shit up on it. Come, I dare you. So she's trying to, avoid having to tell her the real reason. They got ugly ass face laughing. Look at this face. It's not even a face you'd fuck, isn't it? It's just, man, She-Hulk looks amazing. Ah, yes, sir. Like, there's a reason this guy's grinning. This dude was played by a gay dude. Still want to sleep with her. Damn, she looks damn good in that shit. I wonder if she tried to make it. The artist. I forget who it is. Is it a man? Luca Maresca. Hey, man. Maybe it's the... No, I don't think the color person has anything to do, but damn. I mean, yeah, they have to... I couldn't tell really how much more of an impact the color or the inker or whatever adds, but let me tell you, besides the stupid derp face, She-Hulk looks great. She changed the fucking dialogue, changed the story, changed everything else. So she gets back. So a client with Nightcrawler, right? Nightcrawler's asking her to help with the Krakoa problem. And she's like, sure, right? And her boss is all bitch-faced mad because she doesn't want any supers as clients. I'm like, all right, someone digging in their heels. Maybe something will come up later. They have a discussion about Krakoa and great foods and stuff, of course. Look how mad she is. She's done a whole Phoenix Wright objection. Look at this. Dialogue. What's the action? Finger pointing. So here we go. She's like, I thought that's what you wanted. The whole thing, right? Mallory, I do respect you. I wouldn't have taken this job if I didn't. But look at me. Look at Andy. Look at yourself. You made your career in superhuman law. Did you really expect to have a normal law practice? Is that even what you want? And she retorts with, sorry, I was reading this part. I thought the camera got it. Now I'm here. I do this with my kids. Now I'm here for the Sonic books. Yes, I want clients who never freeze or melt or shatter my office furniture. I want cases that stay on the side of this side of the space-time continuum. I would like for once to finish my closing argument without a mole man burrowing up through the jury box. I just want to be an attorney, Walters, not a hero, not an innocent bystander. I want to practice law. And then she continues by saying, I thought that's what you wanted too. Mallory, I just signed Krakoa. Hourly or retainer? Retainer. Now, I'm not a law person, so I have no idea which one would be better. And here she is, yes. Oh my God, are you serious? And no, being a lawyer, I'm assuming one would be able to argue both sides of any sort of debacle or debate. She would have been okay with this, so provided it's lucrative. Why wouldn't it be lucrative? Especially if Reed Richards came in the door. He's all like, yo, man, I need this shit. Oh, yes, you got it, super rich doctor guy. Come on in. Let me take your money. I mean, your coat. So everyone's happy all the way around. She's got Krakoa on retainer. Oh, yay. Something going on in the law thing. All right. She gets back home, and this clown is still there. I swear, I thought at the end of the last issue, he was going to be gone. So this dude's still there. He's like, oh, thank you so much. Magically, all my monies and all my everything is there. So I'm a rich dude who's still got a castle, and everything for me is coming up daisies. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, like I really can't lose. I made a dish. You want to try it? Sure, you cook? Wow, a guy who's rich and he can cook. He must be super amazing. You can't really be tall, right? Because She-Hulk is tall. So he can't have that covered. Yeah? And she eats it. She's amazing. He's like, yeah, I gotta go. So now he's becoming less available to her. All the different dumbass subconscious tropes that women love. He's rich, good looking, can cook, and unavailable. So what does that do to She-Hulk? Well, I can tell you one thing, that's for sure. After countless useless, stupid dialogue, it gets her wet. So, yeah, no chemistry, no leading up, no build up, no nothing. Boom. And apparently this is hours of foreplay later. They haven't even gotten to the room yet. Now they're going to. So, being the book that had the most shit happen in it, what happened? She had cheesecake and got a file on Jack of Hearts. Then gave desserts to Nightcrawler and became a liaison for Krakoa. Now, here's something I don't get. Again, I'm not a lawyer person, but I understand that this is a whole different country, right? Krakoa is an island outside of U.S. jurisdiction. How is she supposed to be a lawyer? It's like bringing someone from Spain to come do law in the United States. Like, the laws are very fucking different. How is she a liaison? So that's how they get around it. Like, she's liaising. Oh, okay. For what? Who would pay someone? Why? Now, we all know the Krakoa storyline is fucking garbage. No one is happy with it. People are patiently waiting for some writer to come in. You know, Claremont's there, but he's just not touching this. And just totally eradicate Krakoa off of the face of the earth. Yeah. And this month she has 2 issues coming out. So yay me. Like a month off was great. Anyways, back to the liaison stuff, right? So she's liaising. Oh, okay, cool beans. Liaison that shit like a motherfucker. Let's go back to some tits. Wait, is there any kind of like provocative images near the end? When they're face sucking? No. Sort of. Not really. I guess that. You know? So I guess I'll just leave like this. Alright. So I don't know what she's supposed to do there, really. Like, she's like, objection. And they're like, on what grounds? She's like, well, in America, that's America, bitch. That's your first mistake. Here in Krakoa, we just make this shit up as time goes along. So no, in our court of whatever, fuck you and your objection. I don't know which one's better, hourly or a retainer. I don't know. I was going to look it up, and then I remembered I don't care that much. However, I did look up something, and this is the first time I'm going to do this, and I really wanted to do it with, Power Rangers. When Power Rangers morphed into Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin. I'm not going to take anything from this Perot guy who wrote the book or been writing Power Rangers forever, but I think he's dried up the well a little bit. I'm going to say this more here so you can stop getting my dirty floor. I think Perot might have been he's a little done with creativity. And that'll be a topic of discussion for another time. But this is how I would have written the first 5 issues, along with a branching story arc later for up to 36 issues. So a 3-year arc with not participating in any crossover unless it fits my story at all. And it'll put She-Hulk, because the one thing I can't stand about Batman, Spider-Man, and some of these other people is that they don't get to have the happily ever after. They should be able to get it. Like Nightwing's getting it, then they keep taking it away, but Nightwing gets it, right? He gets Barbara, and they have a kid at some point, right? Every hero should be able to do that, and I hate that they don't do that. And then you just make the character make their life seem shitty, and then there are a lot of things in a story that if readers are thinking of while they're reading it, that it'll take them out of the story. One, of course, is believability. Now, I know this is strange for this kind now, I'm not a writer. Before anybody's like, hey, wait a minute, you're not even on something. This is based on being a fan. But believability, I think, is very important. Batman, as great as a hero he is, he does not have superpowers. And everyone's like, yeah, so what? He's probably one of the most popular heroes out there. That's right. You know why? He's relatable. However, have you ever seen 2 competitors after their big MMA fight? They can't even fucking walk for the next few days. They're not even eating solid food, some of them. They got to have soup because their face is so goddamn swollen. And the soup's probably like room temperature because of how unbelievably sensitive the inside of their mouths are. Batman would, or Bruce Wayne would be this, night in and night out. He's got 1 billion books coming out every month. It feels like some of them are not even in canon. You have to excuse the shift and change of brightness. I just hit a patch of some clouds. I'm using actual natural sunlight, as you can see my shadow. What was it? Yeah, so, and then he's got the Justice League stuff, and then he's got all these other places he shows up in. Oh, hey, he's in Nightwing. Oh, hey, he's in Robin. Oh, hey, he's getting reamed at by Jonathan Kent about how he's better and Batman is AIDS. Fuck you, Jonathan Kent. Fuck you, Tom Taylor, you useless hack. Can't write shit for shit. Hey, here's Nightwing's sister. 12 issues later. Remember Nightwing's sister? Yeah, you haven't written shit about her since. Yeah. I'm going to go back to the cover. Okay. So here's how I would write this. Yeah, okay, so the believability. Yeah. So there's that, right? But he'd be sore. He'd be a walking Bobo. He would need like 1,000 mommy kisses to make him better. And I don't care what kind of fucking mental training he has. That's going to wear on you. To not be able to have a life, a significant other, someone to help you out during times of need. Not like a Nightwing, but like a woman in his life. And they tried that, right? Catwoman. Can you imagine if they were written Catwoman to turn a new leaf and help Batman? Because they're together. And she doesn't no longer needs to be a bad guy. Everything she wants or needs is being met. Not that she's been tamed now. It's just that now she helps them fight crime. Like, why wouldn't that be great? Well, some people, they take their characters a little too serious, and they can never change. But, like, you got bad people writing bad. Anyways, so here's how I would do She-Hulk. And I bet you it would sell fucking well. Most? What? Huh? It says audio's off. Well, if the audio's off, that's fine. I could just redub it after. I hope the audio's not off. Fuck that. Stupid phone. Sorry for my shaky hands. Oh my God, yeah. I'll stop leaning it on my knee. I gotta get a tripod. I haven't gotten one yet. All right, so here's how it would work. I had to look up a few things. What's Zapper been up to? What was the last thing he was written and doing? Well, the last thing he was written and doing was something dumb. Boom, he's back in California. Her dad, Sheriff, what's his name? I wrote it all on my computer downstairs, but whatever. Sheriff Walters has married somebody named Louise who happened to be a superhero, and there was this big spiel about her looks, and once he went on TV saying, hey, you actually are hot, I'll dig the curves, and magically she turned into some like super hot girl, or something vaguely along the lines of that, okay, whatever. He's living with an ex-powered person, they're both retired out in LA. So what does She-Hulk do? After the big fucking shit that happened in the Avengers, where she was Red Hulk and psycho and dumb, she refuses to turn into She-Hulk. If you read issue 1, fucking, that's what it started off as. So she's jobless, penniless, and she heads out to California in her shitbox car, which she managed to have enough gas to drive there. Once she gets there, her father welcomes her with open arms. She sits and sulks for a few days and then hits the bar to get herself inebriated because she wants to wallow in self-pity. Who doesn't after all this shit that just happened and how she feels that she's totally alone in the world? Well, after the third night at the same bar, getting fucking drunk, who should show up but to bring her home after the bartender cut her off? Afraid to cut her off, but cut her off because it was getting ridiculous. And he knew that in his mind that if she would transform into She-Hulk, before she'd have a chance to start breaking things, she'd probably sober up real quick. Passed out drunk almost, Zapper shows up. But I would show him like blurry, right? I wouldn't say, and then I would have someone driving her back home, and it would just be text saying, man, like old times when I used to have to save you. And then at the end of the issue, she wakes up with a splitting headache, a glass of water, on the nightstand and some pills. So you're like, well, that's not a lot of stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, I would obviously expand. You know, she'd call her dad. She's like, yeah, it's okay, for sure. Come over. We understand. You know, and then there would be some dialogue or self-pitying or some inner thought monologue, some scene-building text, and that would be roughly the end of the first issue. No She-Hulk. I wouldn't even show She-Hulk. What do you call it? I don't think I would show her complete form until the 6th issue. You're like, 6 months to see She-Hulk. Yeah, but it's not to say that you won't see She-Hulk. So the beginning of the next issue, she would have a drunken dream stupor where she's Red Hulk, but I would draw her sexy as shit. Or I'd get the artist to draw her sexy as shit. Yeah, bulky, but like sexy as shit, right? Like fucking, you'd fap to it. And she starts killing Avengers. And you're like, fuck, what the hell is this? And then she gets out, no. And then there's a glass of water and the thing, and there's somebody rushing up the stairs. She can hear the footsteps, up, opens the door, and it's a bald, but still with the handlebar mustache, Zapper. It was Zapper who picked her up. Are you all right, Jen? You know, oh my God, what a nightmare that was. And, whoa, I have a splitting headache. Whoa, you know, that kind of shit. Yeah, and she takes her pills and she drinks the water that doesn't go away fast enough. So she hulks her gut or torso up so that like the liver and everything does this work real fast and back to normal, Jen. And he's like, whoa, you can do that? Yeah. When it's those cramps at that time of month, I end up doing that. It feels so much easier, right? Something gross like that. So he made her a breakfast. I know what you're thinking. Oh, come on with the food. No, he made her breakfast. Made a big, slutty, sloppy, shit-ass breakfast where she's like, oh my God, am I supposed to eat all that? He's like, no, man, this is for me. This is yours. And her breakfast is like some like fucking breakfast sandwich from a place around the corner. It's like, I know how you prefer eating out than cooking. No, when someone else cooks for me, well, something along the lines of that. You know, like you prefer eating out. And she's like, when did you become quite the chef? Well, when you have kids and a wife and she needs a day off or something, you know, you got to pull your weight at home. You know, she's, oh my God, you have kids. How's that going? She's like, oh my God, little baby Zapper's got kids. It's so crazy. So like, he's got like a dad bod, but he's still like muscular on top. And if you remember, he's a doctor, so he's well off. And, they have a conversation, but a conversation's important because now she's going to click at the end of this that she's wasted so much of her life. He's found someone. He's there to pick up her when she needs to be picked up. She's there to pick him up when he needs to be picked up. They share the thing with the kids. Sure, it's not always sunshines and rainbows, but it's something that She-Hulk or Jen doesn't have. She had her fling. She had her, I want to have big thing dicks in my mouth. I think that issue, the 2-in-1, which was really weird, or a team up or whatever it was called. It was the same writer, but like, he's just like, yeah, now She-Hulk's a skank and she just wants the D. No, 6 issues to get the D in this one. So like, she gets an epiphany, but I would only like a slight epiphany, kind of like when Goku goes sort of Super Saiyan against Lord Slug. It's like somewhere in between Kaioken, whatever he can't do, and Super Saiyan. It would be like a half epiphany. Then she starts to get shit in order. So I would do like a Sam Raimi cutscene where it's like she goes, gets an outfit, gets a notepad, a pen, starts crossing shit off the newspaper, starts searching for jobs and stuff for employment in the field, right? And as she comes back from one of her things, she's not bothered. It's way across the street, but there are like a sort of crime going on, and she's just trying to ignore it. But then it comes into her path, and she has no choice. And she big fists. No, she doesn't, because she knows how to fight. So she uses her own skill to stop the perpetrator from running away, whether it's a purse robbery or a bank robbery or whatever it is, think of something clever, and she kicks the shit out of whoever because she herself knows how to fight, and fuck that shit up. So now we're showing that she's building herself back up. The second issue is all about trying to build herself back up. The third one will start something along the lines of her constantly getting rejected because no one wants to hire her for all the crazy shit that happened. And she knows that she has to live that. And they're like, well, we don't want any of that trouble here. How long has it been since you practiced? This bullshit that they put in with the Rolodex, fucker, Jen Walters was practicing in 2003 at the very least. No fucking Rolodexes back then. It was fucking internet for a few years now. 8 to be exact, more or less. Fuck you. So she tries to build up she can't. Her father sees this. He sees that she's building herself up. After doing a couple of karate katas in the back and practicing some, building herself back up, working out, katas, forms, brushing up on her law books, on specific law that hasn't practiced in so long, but she's got an interview and she wants to show that she's ready and serious about it. He sees that she's struggling. He says, hey, how about I help you with a little bit of my retirement money and you open up your own practice? She's like, yeah, but who's going to take me on who's going to come in and be one of my clients? It's still pretty fresh what happened to the Avengers. I'm afraid I'm going to do it and I'm going to fail. He's like, well, you won't know till you try. Right? And she starts to see that she relies on her father for support that she should have relied on a partner. And then she'll still have these really crazy dreams where she's wrecking all sorts of crazy shit. She's going on these crazy Red Hulk rampages and she's afraid to turn into the Hulk because she doesn't know what's going to happen. She'll pop Zapper's head right off, there'll be some fucking gory shit because, I got to give the fans a little bit of what they want. And let me tell you that there's going to be some fucking provocative imagery in this thing. There's going to be side boobs. She's getting in the shower. She's going to be in her underwear. She's going to be walking around the house. There's going to be some fucking lewd shit. All right. Don't get me wrong, man. This isn't for kids. At the same time, maybe it should be. Right? So then she starts to do it. They find a cheap ass place that's actually not too far from where they live or where her dad lives. And right across the street, because it's a personal dear thing to my heart and it doesn't exist anymore. But where I used to live, there was a place called Roxborough Pizzeria. This place, the pizza was fucking awful. It tasted like it was puke that was ripped off the ground. I don't know why. My mom was like, no, the pizza's bad. I'm like, yeah, we'll just get the pizza because I didn't really want anything else on the menu. Their pizza was bad, but my God, their fucking calzones were to die for. Their subs, you'd order 14 inches, you get a free 7. The Calabrese and the Arrabbiata, fucking amazing submarines. Rosé sauce, to die for. To die for. My God. And it was right down the street from where I lived. I ate there whenever I could. And when it closed down, it was one of the saddest, shittiest days ever. So right across from her practice will be a little nod to me, a Roxborough Pizzeria. The owner and chef there, his name will be Nat, because that's his real name. And if I can ever get my hands on that dude and get his recipes, I would die a happy man. My kids would eat that shit every day too fucking bad. I know you're like, well, the food thing. Yeah, it's got it. People eat, all right? She's going to be in the bathroom too. Don't worry about it. I showed the shower scenes. Is going to be eating and is going to be shitting, all right? All the faculties of life. So she's starting to open up her thing. She can't afford a sign because signs are fucking expensive. So she cuts out some kind of makeshift sign where she could spray paint the shit. So it'll say, and here's the thing. It'll be, what was it? Jill, her best friend who died in the issue 2. It would be her last name. I forget what it was. I have it written down. So I might just pop it up on but it'll be her Jill's name and Walter's LCC. or LLC. LLC? Yeah, I think it's LLC. Right? So I'm paying homage to everything that happened in Savage She-Hulk. Zapper's moved on with his life. He's going good, but he's still a friend to Jen. I'm not even going to bring that Rory guy in. I don't fucking care. That guy's a loser. I hate him. I didn't even look up what happened to him. I don't care. Her dad and I guess her stepmom, because she's married, they're helpful, but they'll stay out of her life. And what I'm going to tie in the end of the third issue will be that Trask's name comes up. Because I looked it up, and that has yet to be solved. So that will be my 36 issue arc to solve this thing with Trask. And finally, like, it'll end. Also, so anyways, the next book, she'll have no choice, but she's going to be put into the superhero shit that she needs to do again. The landlord, I'm using the landlord now, but I might change it, or I would change it, I'm not sure. But the landlord of the place that she's getting, I'm going to make him look like Stan Lee, but give him a really weird name, like, I don't know, Ezra Horowitz or something. Super nice man, always asking people if they want a pickle. Yeah, because he pickles his own pickles. Yeah, I make him myself. Right? It's a super lovely old man who's just like brimming with awesomeosity. And he's like hurt. And this is the first time that she like just hulks out her fists and feet. And she dashes forward. And she uses like karate to take everybody out. Using her speed, or I don't know, maybe her legs and arms, I don't know. She'll look kind of weird, but the rest of her will just stay Jen, especially her head. She'll like hardly ever change her head to She-Hulk. And she fucks these guys up out of pure rage. Comes back, brings them to the hospital. He makes it, but at the hospital, she'll meet this new cop. This like gung-ho cop, like a Dean Winchester archetype, but as a police officer instead of a hunter. By the book, no black and just black and white, no gray, because you know that it was Sammy that was mostly gray. So Dean, this is how you introduce the love interest. You have to make him, what do you call it? You have to make it so that people will like him. He has to be lovable. If you just throw in any douche and be like, this is the guy she's going to be with, no, you have to build their rapport. You have to make him look great. So we start off slow. He's a rule-following, black and white, nothing cop. Just a regular dude. I'll even make him Italian or whatever. It doesn't matter. And his dad was a cop, died a hero. His grandfather was a cop. He was a hero. And now it's his thing to be a hero cop. And he's not taking, he hates soups. And we're going to do it like that. Like he's going to be like Detective Lance from the Arrow show, but like cooler and not old and bald and kind of a bitch. Right? He's gonna be a macho guy who listens to punk rock music and he upholds the law. A church going, fucking fist pumping punk rocker who just loves to sink his teeth into these cases so he can put some bad guys away and then laugh at them and make fun of them while he does it. Right? This guy's gonna be such a lovable character, super relatable. Right? So when finally they end up together, the fans won't be disappointed. They'll be like, yeah, this is totally good. You know? When you have a female lead, you're got to be real good on how you're going to make her look good. Anyways, the rest of it, the last issue of the 5-issue arc, right at the end, she has to turn to She-Hulk. She hears the word Trask. And she's like, fucking, what did you say? And boom, turns into She-Hulk. And it's going to be a slutty nod to the Savage She-Hulk where her clothes will be tattered and ripped. But not like always the same outfit for whatever reason. Right? And she's just angry and like the same Savage She-Hulk face almost. But like sexier and more up to date. Obviously not this garbage. But like, not that this is garbage. She looks good. But... it's kind of weird. When I first looked at this, I'm like, Gina Carano? Like, no fucking way would Rainbow on Purpose draw She-Hulk like Gina Carano. Never in a million years. But I mean, sorry, Rainbow's not in charge. Who's the cover? Cover variant. Oh, Jen Bartel. I don't think Jen is typically women in comics are not necessarily fans of Gina Carano, but damn. Anyways, that's how I would do it. The next arcs would be her, now that she had conflict with herself, and it's going to be more conflict with man, or, you know, her enemy. And it's going to come back to conflict with herself. She is repressed so much being She-Hulk that when she finally calls on it, it doesn't work. I know it seems kind of trite, but I think that it's important for her to realize that even though she's not happy with how things turned out in the Avengers, She-Hulk is just as much a part of her as anything else. And she needs to embrace it. And it's a lesson she has to learn at this point, because clearly she wouldn't have learned. She wants to shut it out. She only uses it when she needs it. But She-Hulk wants to come out completely, and she's not happy with, you know, herself. And she has to learn her lessons. That's what I would do. And I think it would sell a lot fucking better than this shit. And it's a lot more fucking compelling. And there was action. She's ripping out the Avengers. Can you imagine, like, opening up a book and the first few pages is Tony being ripped in half? Wolverine being flicked so hard that he's going through trees, and each tree takes off a layer or a limb or something. You know, she grabs Spider-Man and uses him as a bat to smack a bunch of people while he's becoming a mushy sinew and garbage in his suit dripping out. Oh my God. Like, just some graphic shit, you know, like, why not? I don't know, man. To me, like, this is easy. She came off of a real bad story, real bad art, real bad everything. Like, you had, and this is what you do. I want to order cheesecake because that's what I want to order. Oh my God, you can cook and you're leaving me? Talk about my luck. God. Anyways, peace off, bitches.